The Roblox community has always been a bit strange, and it's a topic I've been wanting to cover for a while now. I wanted to talk about the condo worlds, the related discords where minors are openly and proudly preyed upon, and the borderline child exploitation that takes place at the top by the developers who run the game itself. But the more I looked into the specific individuals around Roblox, one name kept showing up. The individual we will be discussing today is in his early 30s, and he openly shares and requests illegal images through Discord, and has been inappropriately texting his fans through Snapchat and Discord for years at this point. It's time we talk about JustGooby.
It's alright to tell me what you think about me. I won't try to argue or hold it against you. I know that you're leaving. You must have your reasons. The season is calling. Your pictures are falling down.
Now, before we get into the meat of this, if you want to see videos like this a day early, channel and video updates, or if you just want to support the channel in a more direct way, the link to become a YouTube member will be down below, as well as a link to join my Discord server. And I don't really want this video to drag, so I'm going to briefly explain who JustGooby is for those of you who are unfamiliar, and then we'll get into the allegations that are being held against him right now. JustGooby, or Gooby as I'm going to refer to him in this video, is, or was, a YouTuber with 16,000 subscribers. He is around the age of 33, give or take a couple years, and most of the screenshots or testimonies I'm going to show you in this video, he is at the time assumed to be around the age of 22. His age is a big part to play in why I think he is truly a disgusting, vile, terrible, gross human being, but I'll touch on that a little later. From what I can tell, he gained popularity from being in some Napkin Nate YouTube videos, another Roblox YouTuber, this time with around 1 million subscribers. JustGooby has since nuked his own channel, deleting or privating most of his old videos, but Napkin Nate's videos are still public, some of them even including him. Napkin Nate is another rabbit hole that I'm not going to cover too in depth. If you go to his channel, he obviously is inactive, and there are a couple rumors floating out as to why that is. Nothing involving children or being a gross weirdo freak guy, but I figured I would note it as Nate has some connection to Gooby, at least at the start of his career. Now that you know the basics of who Gooby is, this video is going to be in sections. Timestamps will be on screen now and down below in the description if you want to skip ahead to a specific topic. Our first section will revolve around his Discord server, and his part to play in doxing and harassing his mostly underage fan base. So without wasting any of your time, let's get into the Gooby lore.
Yo, are you looking for a crazy Discord server to join? Come join my Discord server, Gooby's Gaming Center. You can be as toxic as you want. And no, this isn't a Roblox only server.
Now, in terms of what Gooby has done, harassing and doxing is kinda tame, and it's hard to tell if a lot of these messages or actions were just bad taste jokes, but again, given Gooby's age of 33, this is still so incredibly weird either way. One of the more known cases of someone being targeted by Gooby is named Liam. Liam was 14. Gooby was 33. This is a 20-year age gap. Remember that when I tell you about this situation. With the screenshots on screen, and I apologize that I can't show you more of this, Gooby sent his fans to raid and harass and post Liam's face, making jokes including RAPE. The reason for this was because Liam stated on Twitter that Gooby doxed people, which resulted in a block from Gooby and Gooby sending his fans to harass him. The server raiding wasn't uncommon. Here are some more screenshots showing Gooby's mod and admin team raiding other servers on his behalf. Some people even spammed CP. And just based on some of the stuff Gooby has admitted to that you'll find out about in this video, I don't doubt Gooby told these people to post this on his behalf in those servers. But speaking of the doxing, let's get into that now. Again, to back up these doxing claims, here are some screenshots. Gooby says, "We doxing," and a member talks about doxing too. This screenshot shows someone admitting to doxing a 13-year-old and bragging about it. Some more offhand screenshots, threatening, doxing, or just talking about doxing. And at first glance, I thought these were just jokes in bad taste. And I can't verify if anyone was actually doxed. So let's just assume they all are jokes for the sake of Gooby. You are 30 years old, sending your fans to harass minors, threaten to dox minors, and you are trying to scare people often a third of your age into submission just for fun. And this is at best. At worst, you're genuinely doxing kids. There is absolutely no context you can add to make this look good, and you continue to make yourself look bad throughout your actions. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the more serious allegations put against Gooby now. So, obvious content warning relating to 30-year-olds talking to Roblox players. I can't say the specific term here on YouTube, obviously, but I'm sure you can read between the lines here. I'm going to kind of speed through some of these screenshots just so we don't linger too much. There's a lot to go through here, and I'll talk more about what we've seen towards the end of this section. Here is Gooby and crew talking about Samantha, a 16-year-old girl, talking about making her dripping, among other things. And back to the doxing, she is threatened a couple times with doxing. Again, 16 and 30. Another 16-year-old, known as Phoebes, was coerced into sending photos to Gooby. These images were then posted publicly in Gooby's server. This is a screenshot of Gooby claiming he sent illicit pictures of himself in a Snapchat group chat filled with minors. And another screenshot of Gooby joking about sending illicit photos in his Discord. He also added an NSFW bot to his Discord at some point. He would use this to post NSFW. This was not limited to the bot, however. He was also known to post gore NSFW of himself and LOLI. Keep in mind, again, he is 33, with a fan base full of Roblox children. Obviously, proving some of these claims with screenshots is going to be impossible on YouTube, and just in general, I wouldn't feel okay posting some of these. But to back this up, here is a YouTube comment of someone corroborating this claim, and a screenshot of someone using the NSFW bot to request images of LOLI, as well as Gooby trying to defend the legality of similar content. Two quick screenshots of Gooby tagging a minor with NSFW, and then these screenshots. They show Gooby talking to another minor about his sister. I don't even want to try and reword this in a way that YouTube would be okay with, so I'll leave the reading up to you. However, it is a rough read to say the least. And the last set of screenshots I'm going to show you guys include a victim testimony. I'll read some important parts word for word and summarize the rest. I'll have the screenshot leading up to this conversation posted on screen now, but I'm just going to start when she actually starts explaining her experience with Gooby, and she says this. I was in Napkin Nate's friend group from around 2014 to 2017, and was mostly closer to Nate. Throughout that, Gooby was always very strange. He would continuously lie about his age, tell us he had a wife and kids even though he was 19, and claimed he refused to pay child support. Each year, it seemed his age never changed, and he always showed interest in younger girls who would join the server. He would always say weird, creepy shit, and after a while, it made me uncomfortable, and eventually I told Nate about it, and towards the end of it, Nate told him to back off. A couple years after that, I would run into Gooby again, and he acted the same, creepy and predatory-like. He even dated one of my friends when we were either 14 or 15 and he was 19. She does not want to get involved with this though. He asked me for nudes when I was underage, and of course when I told him no, he would play it off as a joke. He would always talk about me doing sexual things to him. I never sent him anything, nor did I want to do anything sexual with him, but he would always push for something like that out of me, whether it would be a selfie of me or just to hear my voice. And just to drive in this point to you guys, this is not a one-off scenario. This is repeated behavior. Another girl I spoke to personally, who was 16 at the time she spoke to Gooby, claimed something very similar. Gooby would call her, beg her to read him bedtime stories in her LOLI voice that she apparently had, beg her to say his name in the voice, constantly say I love you, and again, I just have to drive in the age gap. 30 years old with a 16-year-old. It is insane. It is crazy. It is so just baffling. If you want to see a video going more in depth on victims coming forward about Gooby and their experiences, I'll leave Destructor's video down below. I just wanted to mention this as I felt it was very important. All of these screenshots, Gooby DMing people, are not isolated incidents. There are so many more screenshots I could have showed you. Gooby is still active on Discord up until April of 2023, this year, at least that I could verify. His Discord is still up, although it's almost impossible to get into. And it's obvious to anyone with half of a brain that this guy is most likely still active on Discord and still doing the same stuff. And with his friends actively defending him, like Nitso, who's similar to Gooby, claims all of these screenshots that have been shown lack context or are just fake, that leads us into the final section. Let's talk about the context. So just to get out of the way, there is absolutely no context that could be added to any of these messages to make Gooby look good, or to make the messages not look weird and gross and creepy. He pretended to be in his early 20s to message children he had in his audience. But for the sake of Gooby, let's just say all of these messages had the proper context, or most of them were fake, or they were just jokes in poor taste. One of them or all of the above. Saying things like dolphin pussy is so good, even as a joke, does not help your claim. It doesn't change the fact that you're 30, pretending to be 20, messaging minors on Discord and Snapchat being weird, creepy, and gross, posting illegal content in your Discord full of minors, and requesting that same content in their DMs. But what was Gooby's response to people making these allegations and making videos about him? Well, it's pretty lackluster to say the least. He just posted some schizophrenic ramblings in his YouTube description, making wonderful claims such as, the messages were photoshopped, and the allegations are fake because I'm gay. Keep in mind, he hasn't done anything to prove his innocence at all. He hasn't done anything to prove lack of context or Photoshop or just faking of screenshots in general. If anything, the fact that he locked down his Discord and is provably sending messages up until April of this year doing the same degenerate sexual things he got caught for originally, it shows that he likely can't prove his innocence. And this is all just some pathetic attempt to save face. Especially when you have screenshots like this, where Gooby is trying to defend his actions with minors in some weird roundabout way. In conclusion, Gooby is at best a degenerate idiot who thinks joking about children in this way is funny and posts illegal content for shock humor, or at worst, a genuine predator. Most of his actions seem like stupid jokes, and that all changes when you realize there are dozens of screenshots, around 12 verifiable victims, and I can't stress this enough, his age. Even if he didn't post anything illegal, even if he didn't harass and attempt to dox minors, the fact that he acted like this around minors and his fans genuinely just disgusts me, and I don't think Gooby should be allowed to have any sort of platform with this pattern of behavior. And I hope this video can spread awareness to people like this and prevent situations like this in the future. Gooby doesn't need to make an apology video or a response. He needs to leave the internet. His past 3 years of behavior online has shown he cannot handle the attention he is given, and he chooses to actively abuse any fan base he happens to acquire. But I guess that's everything. I don't really know what else there is to say. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.